There are so many different examples of success stories that we have, but the success stories that we have are based on the individual and how they literally take advantage of the opportunity. What you're about to see is our CEO, Arturo Johnson, breaking down this whole system with a brand new client. The brand new client is having some great success already from just one lead that came in, quite honestly. But what can happen with one lead is amazing. Also breaking down a call structure, breaking down the system in a way that shows you not only how this works, but why this works. Grab you a pen and paper. You need to take notes. And I'm going to say this again. Grab a pen and paper and take notes so that you can see how this literally works. You can even see and watch as our COO, Kelly, comes on, because this is important. You can see how Romel comes on. He's the one that really digs in, is really instrumental at setting up the Facebook ads and doing a lot of the behind the scenes technical stuff. But a lot of times when we have these one-on-ones, we want specific people in our organization on those calls to help and learn and to see exactly what is expected from the client, because we are client focused on your success. We will always do our part, but you have to be able to dig in, know and understand that there's a huge responsibility that you have on execution. Take a listen.
Some more of that finances and digging in, dude, there's millions of premium to write in there. Just in the door.
So the way that he had to send me over the census for the group life insurance, we submitted that through. I mean, group life insurance for that much money is, it's negligible, but the opportunity, like you said, are those households. So I was like, it's a Hasidic Jewish ambulance group. And he's like, I'm going to tell them all to answer your call. Here's their phone numbers. And so
you got a list of their information? How many people is it?
176.
Dude, so if you really think about this, you just literally from that one thing got 176, leads off of that one appointment.
Dude, that was my first appointment with you guys. And I was like, if this goes like this, I'm going to retire at the end of the year.
Well, that's a good sign. And I mean, it's been a couple of weeks, but as a byproduct of these things, you can see that there's infinite potential of things coming to you in ways that you can't even, like, we couldn't have sat down and predicted, like, hey, an insurance company guy's gonna come to us and want to do this and just give us 200 people to, let's say, hey, I'm gonna have these people answer your call. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's been good. Like, my only thing with it has been the people. So we can't tell what ad they come from, right? So when I get a lead, it could be from my video ad. It could be from, I know you guys posted like a first responder ad, Florida seniors ad, things like that.
Yeah.
The ones from the video ad, two in particular, have been just what you talked about, absolute layups. They listened to my story. They were expecting my call. It was, hey, how you doing? This is Tommy Grant. And their answer is, how quick can we get this application in? It was like an absolute just alley-oop slam dunk.
And so how much premium did you write off of those two?
The first guy was $1,200 term life insurance premium, AP. And then the other one, he has to go through extended underwriting because he has some issues there. So that's going to be anywhere from $1,800 to, I believe, $2,200 in AP.
Okay.
As long as he gets through. I mean, he's got some issues going on, but that's out of our control. So
yeah, those things are out of control. So yeah, okay. So obviously, yeah, and it's funny because this is in the first 30 days, right? So you can teeter on like, okay, I can see the potential of this long term, just exponentially kind of blowing up.
Exactly. The main thing is, so that you guys put an ad for Florida seniors. So the way I see them, I don't know if I can see it a different way, is that when people like it and stuff on Facebook, like, I don't know what's posted, but when they like it, it pops up. I click on it and it's like, okay,
and then you can see what they responded to and liked in the page. Yeah.
Yeah. So one night I got like 10 text messages for all Florida residents. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, how is this happening? And then I saw someone liked it. So I saw it. And then my last like 30 prospects have all been from that Florida final expense coverage thing. The only difference I'd say is, and this is where I wanted to talk to you and kind of see, you know, if I can pivot what I'm doing differently, is it seems like a very different conversation and warmness than it is from the video ads. Like, I don't know how many of these prospects have been from the video ads, because we can't tell. Like, I haven't seen the video ad because no one, like, the only way to see it is if someone likes it or comments, right? And no one's done that. So is there something that I can do to make my video ad more successful? Because like I said, the video ad prospects are like waiting by the phone for you to call when they know your name.
Yeah. So,
you know?
So this is one of those things that this is, it's long-term, right? So, hey, Kelly, it's my COO. She's hopping on. Let me see if I can share my screen to kind of explain something. So, let me grab this whiteboard. So, which IMO are you with again? Because I need to make sure I'm clear on what I'm about to say real quick.
What insurance?
Yes.
I'm with Securian.
Okay. So,
Minnesota Life.
Say that again.
Minnesota Life. We're one of those, you know, we have the broker dealer and all that.
Yeah, for sure. So there's like, so the successful agents in our program, like Kevin Alexander, that ranks like 500, he can be a financial advisor, or he can be somebody that is just giving somebody, you know, hit it and quit it, one-stop shop. And for you, what I want you to kind of like take a step back and look at the next 60 days. And I want you to see, like, this is what we're doing here. So we have to be able to do two things. We have to meet people where they are, grab attention written and in video, grab people at the interest where they are, and just sweep it all up, right? So for you, it's just like LeBron James, right? No, wait a minute. What sport was that you said you liked?
I'm a hockey guy, but I watch basketball.
Cool. So hockey, Sidney Crosby, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes he got to be a scorer. Sometimes he got to be assist man, right? Just depending on the game, right? And so what we're doing with these ads is we got a video here that's going to get the hot laydowns, right? Then we got long form here, right, to attract some people that don't necessarily want any kind of full planning kind of deal. They just, you know, maybe want some information or something like that. And then we got another ad that does the scenes, right? And so what we're trying to do is, this is the throughput of your business, and we're trying to push all of this to you, right?
Yeah.
We won't really get to this, like, reach in and handpick those things, but by doing this. But this strategy is that you're a broker, so you work for these people, and you go to the insurance company on their behalf after they tell you what they need, and you put them in the best position. So what happens is the market dictates who fills out the form. We don't really. We just put the messages in front of Facebook, and the people who respond is where this is coming from. And so the only way we do this is we just have to increase the budget on some of these things, right? But what also happens is these things are competing inside of Facebook themselves. It's kind of like a survival of the fittest kind of situation, right? Like, there's 3 combinations of one ad, and Facebook looks at the user that's on Facebook and says, okay, does this person watch more video? Do they read more, right? Or whatever. Because for me, I don't read anything on Facebook. So if a story, if something that was long form came through to me, I'm going right past it, right? Somebody on a soapbox, right? So we need to be able to attract all of these, which means that all these people are at different stages in the business, which is good, because we have to think that we need to fill all of these buckets up. We need to have them all full at the same time. We need to have some short, some mid, and some long term. So like some of these home runs, are going to be in this bucket, but there's only a finite amount of these people that are just going to be laid down. Let's just be honest, right? Even if, like yourself, even if you knew you wanted to do this, how long did it take for you to pull the trigger?
A couple months.
Right. So even if you were already sold, like these people aren't just growing on trees. However, these people are. Right. So we got to mix some of those in. And the way I think about this is kind of like the heart monitor. Like you have these little hits of people that are like, boop, boop. And then your long-term things are like, ding. Right. And this is how you make those huge pops. So we need to have a little bit, because let's be frank, if all you got was these, you would quit this. This would be a call where you're quitting, because you're like, dude, I only got a couple of these. So in theory, definitely, it's a holistic kind of thing. So, and again, this is just the first month. So it's like, imagine nothing else happens, but then you just got those 176. I mean, it's still great, right? But the point is like, we're trying to cover all of these things. And again, you just did one video and then we doing the rest. So all these people are still coming to you. It's just kind of one of those things.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And those people coming from those bottom two there, like, I don't treat that any differently. I've watched every video you've had on YouTube and the program and all that stuff. I hit the phones every day for part of our business for here is, there's financial services clients and things like that. But that paperwork stuff, I can get out of the way. I can't call people at 6 a.m. Right. So I get all that stuff. I get in the office early. I rip through it all. I do it late night, my other work. And then when I'm here in the office, like if I have leads, and so I have like the printed off, lead sources and stuff like that.
Perfect.
From you guys. I hit them and I do the same thing like Kevin Alexander, right? Like I wasn't comfortable doing it, but I said, if this is going to work, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Yeah. Triple dial everybody, leave a voicemail, and then I'll do it again the next day. I really don't care until someone tells me to screw off.
Right.
I just wasn't sure if there was something that with my video, like if I didn't do a good enough job connecting to people on it.
No. So it's the thing that like the upside with the video is that they're lay downs basically, right? The downside is what happens if they are watching the video, right? But something else happens, so they get a text, like they're easily distracted. So there's lay downs in there that are distracted. You see what I'm saying? Like they need more time. Like when they actually come to you, they're ready to buy. Like you got to think about your own journey. Like how much stuff did you watch? How much, like you watch a little bit of it, then you go and cross-reference and check them on something to end up on off of Facebook down a rabbit hole on YouTube. So definitely, like this is like a buyer's journey. That's why these people are lay downs, is because this video connects them, but they got to go and discover some things on their own. You interrupted them with the video. They got to go and do their logical due diligence on their own. And so
I completely agree with you. And I was the same way when I did this program. This is my first time doing something like this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I was doing it the right way. It's not
you're doing everything great, but it's like this is really simple when you really think about it though, right? It's like you just think about your own self. And so what happens is those laydowns are going to be there, but you can't survive off of home runs, to try to win the game. You need some base hits in there. And that's so, and the thing is Facebook is is automating the prospecting for us, right? There is no like well of buyers just sitting there. Facebook is showing this to people and then they're clicking. So Facebook has to go and do its work and find those folks too. And we're just giving Facebook three baits, right? We're going fishing. Yeah, there's fish over here. We go to this spot all the time. That doesn't mean you're going to catch a bunch of fish, but we just keep throwing that bait down there and eventually something will catch. So that's what we're doing. And we're just trying to get them with different forms of media, different offers, right? Different messages to appeal to them in different ways. We got emotional. We've got like a
financial savings,
and then something like a quick hit. So that's kind of what we're doing there. And the thing is all these things will compound where you'll get them all. Like there's going to be 1 week where they're all going to connect at the same time.
Okay. What do you think the best strategy is here for these, like the last 50 I got, or not 50, maybe 30, are all those Florida seniors. Just keep hitting them on the phones. Cause honestly, I've been watching the YouTube videos and I think there was one blonde woman, I forget her name.
Missy,
and she said that she said that, out of all the people I've gotten, only one person has really told me that was a mistake. And I was like, oh, wait, you mistakenly put your info in. I've gotten quite a few of those lately where people are like, oh, I didn't mean to do that.
So that's like the number one objection that you're going to get. But let's be honest, right? We know that's bullshit, right? We know that they filled out the form, they put their hobby in there. So what we do is we just that's just the first objection, where I go into it with like what I call it judo, where we just later, oh yeah, well, somebody must have put your information. Well, really quickly, I just want to confirm something with you, Tommy. Looks like you're in Florida. Looks like your email address is this, and your favorite hobby is hockey. Well, that's awesome, man. I just came back from the Predators game against the Senators last night. Who's your team, right? We just like using their favorite hobby word as just an objection breaker, or like a move to counter that, and just going right into something they're interested in. And you know what I'm saying? Because that's BS. Nobody else filled out this form. It's from your page, right? It's your message. They had to click on it. There's no bait and switch. We know what the ad says. You can see it. So we know that this is for sure what they filled out, and they're interested. But let's be honest. It's online, so everybody's kind of skeptical, and they're just kind of scared. And if you can get on the phone and kind of soothe them, it's like, hey, looks like you filled this out, or somebody filled it out for you, which is cool. I'm just calling to see if I can give you some information. If you didn't fill this out, do you have any questions about insurance? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to just throw them a softball. Like, you don't really want to go into like, you're lying, I know you filled this out. You want to give them an easy out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And do that. But then also the second thing is, don't sweat it, bro. If they are like, all right, you called them a couple times and then they're like, I didn't fill it out, dude, you got so many leads down the pipeline. Screw it. Just keep it moving, baby.
Exactly. Don't waste your time with someone that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, for sure. Because they ain't going to buy anyway. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come up with the reason. Oh, I thought we were going to get this for 39. It's 41 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be something. So don't even sweat it, because you're going to have so many people to call and so much business to write in and out this year and going into 2022, because that's going to be the rest of this month and going into December. Is like, you don't want to go into 2022 like selling them on like the new year. That's what people are going to be so motivated to buy, man. It's coming. So I mean, it's already happening with the marketing for Black Friday, right? Black Friday used to be 1 day sale, get up at 3 a.m. and go to Walmart. Oh, Black Friday sales started this week.
Friday's now.
Yeah. And next week.
Yeah.
So, and also you ain't got to do anything. You ain't got to go out there and social prospect. You ain't got to ask friends and family. You ain't got to go stand out at the mall and solicit people. So yeah, man. Yeah, great questions. But I am excited about that big case. That's huge, man. That's pretty cool. So keep us posted on that. Because I'm interested to see how that goes. And if you have any other questions, we can wrap this one up. And
now, what I hope happened is that you had some aha moments here, and you really see the expertise level that we have in helping you execute on so many different levels. But to be able to break down each level and see how all of this comes together is vital. If you're someone that is in need of this help, there may be some links around this video that you can click to get in touch with us to actually see if this is for you. I think you've probably seen that already. There's some gut feelings that you have, but even like in this video where Arturo is breaking this stuff down and showing the client acquisition process, where some have to go through kind of a value ladder. They need to watch more and more stuff from you and see that, yeah, I want to work with this life insurance agent. You never know what happens if someone is scrolling through their smartphone on Facebook or wherever, on YouTube, and they're watching your content. They're seeing your ads if you have the expertise to run Facebook ads, but they're seeing these things multiple times. They may be busy in the moment, but they may come back at a later time. But your focus needs to be on those people that are answering the phone, that are paying attention to who you are. You need to be paying attention to who they are. And if you get a response, if you get something going on, you need to pounce like a panther on a deer, on a gazelle. You need to pounce, and you need to make sure that you are doing everything everything within your power, because there are some things that are only in your power. You can only send your text messages. You can only make your phone calls. That is what you're responsible for. No one is responsible for answering your call, but you are responsible for everything you do to get them to answer it. Be honest with yourself. Are you doing everything? Are you doing everything? You've seen a lot in this video. Reach out to us. Ask us the questions you need to ask us. If you're not a member of our program, one of our programs, you probably are considering doing that. You may do it today. You may do it 6 months from now. But think about all the money you're losing in that 6 months from not having the skill set to pull this off. And if you're in our program, are you on our calls every week? We have multiple calls. If you're struggling, are you on the calls? Are you on the Rainmaker calls? Are you on the sales and marketing calls where we're teaching you these things? And if you're not and you're struggling, just ask yourself, look in the mirror, whose fault is that? Because that is also 100% in your control. The information that you consume, and more importantly, the information that you execute on. I'll see you soon.